Yo, what's up everyone? It's Navi Vedant, and today I'm going to be explaining how you can optimize your diet for infinite gains. Literally. So you'll never have a problem about why I'm not gaining muscle. Usually it always has to do with diet. So we'll talk about that and break it down. I'll be breaking down exactly how you can either be on a vegetarian or very limited diet and absolutely be crushing your macros. And what indicator, and we'll go really in depth on this in this video, what indicator you specifically want to look for. Um, Over the past year or so, since I've learned about this indicator, I've been gaining muscle literally faster than I was on my first year of lifting. First year, for those who don't know, you gain muscle really quick. It's called newbie gains. And I've been gaining faster than that right now because I understand this indicator. I've gained 10 pounds of mass while losing fat in my fourth year of lifting, which is unheard of in lifting. Like, you're not supposed to gain that much in your fourth year. It's usually like 5 pounds. So it's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely foundational and required if you want to progress in the gym. So I think everyone should know about this. Yet I don't see anyone talk about it, which is very strange. I've looked throughout the internet. Nobody makes videos on this, even though it's so important if you want to gain muscle in the gym. So without a doubt, let's get into it. So the DIAS, or the Digestible Indispensable Amino Acid Score. I'll just call it DIAS. DIAAS. Okay, I'll just call it that from now on. It's a score. It's a number that usually is measured from 0 to 1, and it represents protein bioavailability, which is basically how much of the protein in that food is available for digestion, right? That's what protein bioavailability means. For example, lentils, also called dal by Southerners like myself, which is Southern Asians like myself. It's a staple Southern food. It has a DIAS score of 0.4. Chicken, on the other hand, has a score of 1.0. Sometimes it even exceeds 1, which we'll get into very soon. But let's start using dal as an example. So 1 cup of lentils has 18 grams of protein in it on average. So if you search up 1 cup of dal protein content, it's going to be 18 grams. It's going to say that. Okay. But since the DIAS score of it is 0.4, which is also something you can just search up and find, you'll realize that only 40% of the protein is properly synthesized by the body. So the DIAS score serves as a proportion of how much of the protein it says it has in it is actually available to the body for use. Okay? So since the DIAS of dal, or lentils, I'm going to interchangeably call them dal or lentils, is 0.4, and it says it has 18 grams, 0.4 times 18, 7.2. Literally 7, you get 7 grams of protein every time you actually eat this much. You think you're getting 18 grams, you're getting 7 actually in your body. And the rest is being wasted. Now something like chicken, on the other hand, has a DIAS score of 1.08, which is more than 1. So let's say you eat enough chicken to have it advertise 100 grams of protein. So you basically buy a shitload of chicken, and on the package it says this will give you 100 grams of protein, right? The DIAS score of chicken is 1.08, which means it's such clean protein. It's such a high quality protein that the 100 grams you get, you're going to multiply that by 1.08, which is going to turn into 108 grams of protein. So that's the use your body has for that protein. That 100 grams of protein you got from that chicken turned into 108 just because of how clean and lean the chicken is. Okay, this is well known, but meat tends to be a lot more cleaner as a cleaner protein source than vegetables are. So, but it's completely possible to build a lot of muscle while eating vegetables. I get into that on other videos and other content. But yeah, let's continue. The most standard and optimal rule to follow when bodybuilding is to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So for myself, I would be eating 185 grams of protein because I'm 185 pounds. Okay, that's how much I need to optimally build muscle. For an average dude who's 150 pounds and needs to eat 150 grams of protein a day, he needs to literally chug lentils all day long, right? Think about it. 1 cup is 18 grams, which turns into 7 grams in the body, right? And he still has to hit 150 grams of protein. So that's 21 cups of lentils if he wants to actually hit his protein goals, which is really sad, right? He's getting 40% of basically 7 grams from each serving. This is why people get fat so often. We'll talk more about that soon. But the main the main thing we have to do is we have to build a diet with the diet score in mind. One thing that's crazy is even MyFitnessPal or these tracking apps. A lot of people use tracking apps. They whenever they eat something, they put on an app. MyFitnessPal is one of the best, I think, but it doesn't consider diet score. So on MyFitnessPal, if you're gonna eat like 10 cups of dal, 10 cups of the 18-gram protein dal, right? It's gonna say you got 180 grams of protein. That would be basically enough for me. But 10 cups of dal is not actually enough for me, like if you consider the diet score. So none of these apps consider that. And if they did, I think a lot of people would be a lot healthier and a lot more muscular. So yeah, let's move on. Before we move on, I also want to add this is why a lot of people get fat. It's because everything they eat, specifically dal, like lentils, they have a lot of carbs in them, and carb turns into fat in your body. So everything they eat is just bathed in carbs, and it's like protein-rich food, which I mean, it is protein-rich, but you don't get that protein, right? 18 grams is pretty good for a cup, but you're not getting 18 grams. You're getting 7. So I mean, you're getting 7 grams of protein and tons of carbs from that, and you're gonna be chugging that to meet your protein goals. You're gonna get fat because it has a lot of carbs in it. So be very mindful of the diet score of things. Make sure it's high so you can eat less of something and to get the maximum amount of protein from it. So let's talk about veggie diets. This is for the vegetarians or low meat people. Tofu is king, number one. If you don't use this, then please incorporate this into your diet. If you don't use it, even if you eat a lot of meat, incorporate this into your diet. Unless you're on like a carnivore diet, which is different. But because that's like way too much protein. You get more protein from just eating purely meat, but that's different. If you're a normal person and you're eating some meat and a little bit of veggie, or you're just a vegetarian and you're just eating just veggies, put tofu into your diet, 100%. Vegetables will never have a diet score above 1. Vegetables are factually worse protein sources than meat. So don't let anyone tell you different. Don't let anyone convince you that, oh yeah, you could just do just as well. You can have the same results as someone who just eats meat. If you don't eat meat, you can still get jacked, but it's not as easy. 100% it's not as easy. So yeah, vegetables will never have a diet score above 1. It'll never be very clean or extremely pure protein. Vegetables are factually worse quality when considering protein than meat. Don't let anyone tell you different. Other than tofu, you can also eat tempeh. Tempeh has high protein. It's another soy product. Soy has a lot of protein in it, but this doesn't mean you go and drink boba every day. Like the word soy boy or the term soy boy it's real. It's real for a reason. Soy is estrogenic, so it has like estrogen in it. You don't want to eat too much soy, but if you're just eating like very pure soy from like tempeh or from tofu, and you're lifting weights and you're going hard in the gym, it should offset. You shouldn't have a problem with it. So yeah. But if you can, definitely consider eating meat. I know religion plays a huge role into it. I personally switched from vegetarian to a meat-rich diet when I got to college, and thank God for that. It's such a burden off my shoulders because it's much easier to eat 4 ounces of chicken than to eat like a whole pound of tofu, right? Which, by the way, have the same protein when you adjust for diets. So yeah, eat meat if you can, but I know it's not possible for everyone, and that's why I'm providing all these examples, right? Peas and potatoes, sorry, are second runners up for vegetarians and vegans. They have very high diets as well, but the protein density isn't that good. So you'll have to eat a lot of peas to get protein because the protein per pea is so low. Like even though the protein quality is good, so I mean definitely look into protein pea powder. It's really good. Pea protein powder, sorry. It's a pretty high quality food source. So I used to wonder after eating so much lentils and rice, like why I wasn't gaining muscle mass, and I was like literally just getting so fat, even though I was supposedly eating enough protein, right? According to MyFitnessPal, I was getting my protein goals. I was eating that 21 cups of lentils, but I was getting so fat, obviously, with all the carbs. And even though I was eating my protein, it said I was eating enough protein, I wasn't getting stronger or bigger. I was just getting fatter. And that's because nobody accounts for diets. It's all about diets. Nobody talks about it. It's so important. It's so important as someone who lives. I make this a core tenet of my program. And for my clients, like lifting and gaining muscle is so simple for them. I used to feel very confused why I wasn't gaining strength or muscle. It's so simple. It's just protein in and protein out, right? If you're eating enough protein, you will get stronger. But you have to consider diets. So if you're eating your body weight in post-diet protein, you will build muscle. It's that simple. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it valuable. Respect if you were able to sit through the whole thing without me having to put like Subway Surfers on the side and like some weird shit on the corner and add some crazy edits. If you want to find out how you can specifically integrate diets more in depth to build your dream physique and get a pre-made custom like workout meal plan and a lifting roadmap so that you can build your dream physique, you can work one-on-one with me if you click the first link in the description. You can see if you qualify and we can book a call. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.